Yeah. Okay. So let's start. It's already, yeah, great. So, yes, very good evening, all of you. And before starting today's session, let's give us a slight brush up of the last session. So, what did we went through last session? In the last session, we were seeing about the HRM principles, the scope of HRM, where are the where the HR department and the executives in the
Good
department.
evening.
Yeah, very good evening. So they can extend their hands and help the employees as well as the management, all management, all levels of management in the organization, so that everything everything goes in a smooth pace, and they can help in conflict resolution between two employees, two levels of management, between two departments, and they can they are responsible for implementing, bringing up all the legal changes in terms of employee benefits or packages or whatever. And so we were seeing those responsibility, the role of HR department in an organization and the responsibilities handled by them, and the techniques or tactics used by them to manage things. Okay. And then we saw about the types of business organization based on their based on the way they work, based on the way they work. That is, we saw what is franchising. We started with franchising. So can anyone tell me what is franchising? Franchising. McDonald's. Yeah,
like
Subway.
Franchising, yep.
taking the name and then you're
McDonald's.
right?
Yeah, yes, thank you. And yes, Mr. Benson, yeah.
KFC, McDonald's. This is example of a franchisee.
Yeah, yes. So what is franchising? That was my question.
Franchising is a brand.
Joint venture of
Joint venture. Mr. Benson, you can go ahead. Yeah.
joint venture of other companies, like multinational companies.
Okay. Joint venture. Joint venture is something, it's called as like partnerships.
It's like carrying out specific commercial activities of others in different areas.
Okay, the parent company,
Yes.
Acquiring all the, the brand name, the, the resources, and the
business system.
idea. Yeah, the idea, the system, everything, acquiring everything, and yes, that is called as franchising. So what is, and then we saw, I think, licensing. Yeah, what is licensing?
Yeah, if you provide me something like that nearly, then I can maybe join you immediately.
Hassan, please mute the audio.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
It's like authorizing from a parent company to distribute the marketing, distribute the products or marketing based on an authorization.
Is a kind of contract between the contractor, I think.
Okay, I mean, what is the purpose of licensing? What happens when licensing happens? What happens? What is the business dealing between the licensor and the licensee?
Getting the permission or an agreement to sell or manufacture products in a defined market or something.
Okay, so it's like acquiring or making use of a particular idea or particular like aspect from the parent company, not from the parent company, the actual the licensor who is ready to sell their like business idea, or like the way they work, whatever their marketing strategy, their brand name so any one of this, or like one or two of the like aspects of the licensor is being transferred to the the licensee. The licensee can make use of that particular aspect only, not everything. Just like franchising is different, where like completely the brand name, the everything like the working style, the product, and everything is being like made use of. Whereas licensing is something only a particular part of the business, the parent business that is being taken for promoting the product. Yeah. Yes. And then I think we saw after licensing, franchising, licensing, amalgamation. Yes, amalgamation.
Collaboration of two businesses.
Exactly, collaboration, like joint venture kind of a thing, two businesses, just like like partnershiping. Yes. So in this case, like both the like entities can have like maintain their brand, they can maintain their idea, concept, and everything. Either they can like merge, I mean join their like names and have a like have a new name to the child company, or they can go with some other a new name for the child company. So for example like Maruti and Suzuki, so they came with Maruti Suzuki. But in case of the owners of these two organizations, they want to go with some other name other than Maruti Suzuki, they can actually go with it. Yeah. So both in this case like both the parties, both the entities don't lose their like any of their like any values, or like assets, or brand name, or patented aspects, nothing. So nothing is going to lose. So instead they join hands and like they go with a new venture. Yeah. And mergers, acquisitions.
Combination of two more business entities.
Yeah, either two or more than two business entities to form a new one. So in case of like acquisition, that's something different. Acquisition is something, whereas the company which is being like acquired, like all the shares of the company is being acquired by the parent company, who like buys the company. Then they decide, the parent company decides on like how to go with the process. Whereas in merger, it depends on the percentage of shares which is being acquired from the child company, from the company, like which is being merged to the parent company. So that is the difference. Number of shares, like which is being like bought from the child company to, by the parent company. So that that decides whether the two companies have merged, or the one company has acquired the other company. So that is the difference. Yes. Corporate expansions. Corporate expansions.
Expanding the branches of the.
Exactly. Yeah, just setting up more branches, like wherever the company feels like extending their markets. That's it. About corporate expansions. So opening up new branches, like internationally, or like nationwide or statewide, or like within the city limits, whatever it is. So that's corporate expansion. And then I think diversification. Yes, diversification.
It's like creating multiple products within a company.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Coming up with like new ideas, new products, or adding more quality, value added, product to an existing product, adding more, like value added quality or something more to the existing product, or coming up with new products, diversifying the products. So we saw examples of like Unilever, ITC, Reliance. So these are diversifications of companies. So these classifications of business entities, this comes under the way they operate, the way they like work. So today's session we are going to see about the types of business organization, classification of organizations based on the ownerships, and then we are going to see about the demand and supply forecasting. So here it refers to the manpower, because like we are going through the HRM session. So what are the techniques and factors which affect the demand for the demand of the manpower for the company, and how the company manages to the external factors and the internal factors support the company, support the management for supplying those manpower. So how to forecast it, how to go with the forecasting, and how to accordingly how to take more people into the organization. And finally, a last tip for employees, USP, unique selling point. So that's a just an added slide I have added. So let's go. And based on the ownerships, so we have sole proprietorship. You know what it is, sole proprietorship. So one person owns the company. So everything, the management decisions, all the management decisions, the person is the person will be taking all the decisions based on the product, or the setting up of the company, the capital to be invested, the divisions to be made, and markets to be captured, number of departments to be set up in the organization, number of manpower needed in the company, everything A to Z about the company workflow. So the person who started, the founder of the organization, so completely it's in the founder of the organization. So that's sole proprietorship. So general partnership, so it's partnership, it's a business relationship between two or more parties. So they come together, join hands together. So the basic idea will be going with a new venture. So they will come, join hands, they may invest equal shares, or accordingly whatever the company policy is, whoever invests more, so that person will be elected as the CEO of the company or the president of the company. The remaining partners who have invested little lesser, much lesser than the other person, so they will be maintaining some other good post in the top management. So that's general partnership, business partnership. Limited liability company or limited companies. In India, we don't have LLCs, but we have LLCs, in foreign countries. So in India, we have limited companies, public limited or private limited, or sometimes LLCs are called as LLPs, limited liability partnerships, LLPs. So it's like a hybrid business structures. It means it's relatively it operates just like corporates and partnerships. So the main idea of starting up a limited liability company is the liability will be very less. That is, the shareholders, they invest very less in the company. Shareholders will be more. Say for example, at least more than 5 or at least 10 people will be the shareholders of the company. And so the investment will be very less. They won't invest more in the company. So in case of any risk has happened, and there is a point where the company is is being dispersed. So in that case, the shareholders are going to lose only the money which they they have invested, not their personal money. That is not their personal assets. So In case of sole proprietorship, of course, no, like sometimes the person may lose his his or her personal assets as well. Whereas in limited liability companies, no, that won't happen. And few countries, they don't charge any tax for limited liability LLC companies. They don't charge any tax. And in India, we can see that, no, like private limited and public limited. So private limited completely owned by private parties, whereas public limited, a few government organizations, two or three, or more than two or three government subsidiaries or organizations, they join hands together and they come with the company. So best example is Hindustan Petroleum. So it's like a business partnership, between HPCL and ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Limited, of which comes under our Indian Petroleum Ministry, and and joint venture with the Hindustan Petroleum. So this is LLP, Limited Liability Partnership. Corporation or incorporations. Again, corporations we have in India. Incorporations we don't have here. Foreign countries may have incorporations. They usually corporations are mentioned as incorporations in foreign countries. So the meaning it's just the same. Just like here we used to call warehouses as godowns, whereas in other countries they used to call godowns as warehouses. So that's a difference, but the meaning is same. Both are not run for the same purpose, that is storage of goods and its related works. So what is a corporation company? So completely run by the shareholders, but they will not take on any designation in the company. They will not take any other role in the company. So they will appoint a board of directors, or they will appoint a CEO, president. Everything is done by the shareholders. And the person, the responsible person, who is being elected by the shareholders, or the group of board of directors who are being elected by those shareholders, or responsible for any financial loss or any actions which goes on in the company. And shareholders, they don't share any responsibility. So their only point is they're just investing. That's it. And cooperatives, what is cooperative? So it's completely managed and controlled by the members of the cooperative society or cooperative limited or something. So we have many cooperatives in countries like developing countries, almost developed countries like India, and a few other Asian countries. So we have many cooperatives. This is to support small business owners. Cooperatives are mainly to support small business owners. So few business owners, they join hands together. Small time business owners, they join hands together, form a cooperative society, name the cooperative society, register it under the Indian act or something. And then and they will encourage the other society, the other small owners who are into the same business, who are into the same industry, to join their society. And whoever is the member of that particular cooperative company or cooperative organization can enjoy the benefits from the cooperative societies. So everything, getting loan from the banks, expanding their business, marketing their products, and storing the products in their in warehouses run by the cooperative societies. And such things are completely that it's it's completely beneficiable to the persons, that is the small business owners who are the member of the cooperative societies. So we have cooperative societies for milk, coconut, that Kera products, and we have for spices board, and many things. If you happen to see the cooperative societies operating in India, that there are hundreds and hundreds of cooperative societies. So these are types of organizations, business entities, which operate under the classification of who owns the business, who owns the organization. So who is the ownership, who is the owner of the organization? So any questions?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So I have come with a few examples to make you to help you understand the concepts better. So merger, I have taken example of the banks which have merged recently, not recently, for past 10 to 15 years. These banks have merged in the sense State Bank of India took over, it's a kind of acquisition, took over these banks, and now these banks operate under the name of State Bank of India. So you won't see any more State Bank of Travancore or State Bank of Patiala anywhere in the anywhere in India. So everything it came under State Bank of India. So it's a kind of merger as well as acquisition, because SBI has got the maximum shares of these banks. Sole proprietorships, Amazon, Flipkart, Walt Disney. These are examples of sole proprietorship, founded by one single person, run by one single person. So what happens when that person is not available anymore? Any idea? The person who has founded the organization so is not available anymore, or the person is
The system will run the business.
Valid or fair.
Exactly. Yes. So the
system-
the top management will decide on who is going to run the business hereafter, or otherwise if the proprietor of the company has already decided who should be the next person to who is eligible to sit on the chair so the person can decide based on the advices and ideas from discussing everything from the other management people. So that may happen. Yes. Partnerships, as I said, Hindustan Petroleum, HPCL, that is Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, I think so. Yes. And joint venture between HPCL and ONGC, that is Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, which comes under Ministry of Petroleum and Gas. So this is the partnership. So they both joined hands together and they formed Hindustan Petroleum. Pinterest has recently joined hands with Amazon ads. You know how Pinterest works, right? It's like Meesho app, whoever is interested in small time business. If you're a business, if you're a small time business owner, or you have some products you want to sell as a sole proprietor, you can join hands with Pinterest, and you can sell your products to your products through Pinterest. So they have joined hands with Amazon ads to increase to go with quality ads in their websites. Spotify again they have joined hands with Uber. So in few cities, whoever it's not available in every city where Uber is operated, but in few cities whoever is using Uber ride they can easily connect on to Spotify free, and they can listen to their favorite song or music. So there is a joint partnership. And Apple, okay, Apple has partnership with many business entities, with MasterCard, with Microsoft, with Samsung mobiles, and with Google, with Tesla. So you can see that for example, if you're taking take Mastercard for that matter. So how Apple is functioning along with Mastercard. So the back end operations, the back end operations, and few the apps where the user can use in his mobile or in the laptop, so it's completely managed by Apple, the software developed by Apple. So this is how the partnerships are made. And then corporations. So I have taken corporations which is functioning in India. So Tata Consultancy, HDFC, Infosys, Hindustan Unilever. Here, Hindustan Unilever, you cannot take it as a partnership. Because Unilever, no, like it's a no, like company from no, like European country. So when they are operating here in India, it's called as Hindustan Unilever. So when it is operating in UAE, it may be no, like called as UAE Unilever. I'm not very sure no how it is called in UAE. So when it is operating in no, like Pakistan, it's called as Pakistan Unilever, and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So that it just no, like takes on the name of the country where the operations no, like it's going on. So otherwise, no, Unilever is a like they are unique business entity. So these are corporations. LLCs, limited liability companies or limited liability. I mean, not in India, so they are in no, like foreign countries, especially no, like US. So Google, IBM, eBay, Sony. So these are the best examples for LLCs. It means no, like the though founded by no a single person or no, like 2 or 3 more persons, no, like it operates like LLC. LLC means like they have no, like more partners there, so they invest very less, and they that no, like once the company has no, like started its no, like I mean, when everyone comes to know how the company is no working on no, like or the company is having a bright future, so it attracts more investors to the company. So that's how no, like the company expands in terms of no, like growth and no, like operations. So just not because of the founders who have no, like invested, because they cannot keep on investing more and more. Since it is a limited liability company, they can only invest no, like very limited money in that entity. So it's the name, it's a brand, it's a product, it's a quality of service they deliver that attracts more no, like investors to no, like invest in the company. So that's how the company expands and grows. So hope you have no, like understood no, like how types of no, like organizations function. Okay, so now we are going for demand and supply forecasting. So what is a demand? I mean, in terms of HRM, in terms of HRM. So it's an individual or firm's desire and ability to purchase or procure goods or services and willingness to pay for it. So in terms of HRM, we can know like make it as no, the firms, the organizations desire or the decision to know like take more people, to take no, like a number of people into the organization so that their service will be no, like taken, and no, that service will be no compensated accordingly. So this is the no, like demand forecasting of manpower. So what is supply? Supply is something, so there is a requirement, so to fulfill that requirement something has to be supplied. So here, to fulfill the organization goals, the production has to happen, the marketing has to happen. So to fulfill all these no, like business activities, we need people. So to supply no people, we need people from either from internal sources or from no external sources. So this manpower is supplied to the organization to complete, to fulfill the organizational goals. Forecasting, we know like it's predicting the near future. So a trend or which is going to happen very recently, or a change in the behavior, or the buying behavior of the customers, a change, like sometimes they demand more, sometimes they demand very less, they sometimes demand a new product, or sometimes they demand more quality in the existing product. It completely depends on the customer's like point of view. So why it's important for the firm organization? Only to satisfy customer. That is the like final reason why companies are functioning. So companies are functioning not just for like making the new product or something. Finally, the customer has to be satisfied. Finally, the customer should be happy. The end customer who is using the product or the service of the organization, they should be happy. So and they should the organization should impart the feeling that the customer has to buy the product again from their company itself. I mean, when the customer is deciding to buy the product, more product or a new product, it has to be purchased from the same organization, not going to some other competitors organization. So customer happiness, the customer satisfaction is more important for any business organization, because without that, no business organization is going to function. So for that customer satisfaction, things has to go on. Resources has to be got into the company, transportation has to be made, production has to be done, and discussions and meetings has to be conducted, plans has to be formulated, and production has to happen. Things, goods has to be again transported to the customers end, or to the wholesalers, or to the retailers, or to the nearby markets, or to international markets. So for everything, people are needed. So to forecast the demand, the change in the customers buying behavior, accordingly the company decides on so how to increase, how much the production has to be increased, or how many more products has to be sold out. So how many what is the quality of the product they have to give. So accordingly the number of people are taken from internal or external sources. So there are few techniques in demand forecasting: managerial judgment, work study techniques, ratio trend analysis, econometric models, Delphi model, and a few other techniques. So managerial judgment. So this is something like the managerial level people they all sit together, they discuss about the future demand, like based on the past demand, or based on the demand demand history. So they come to a judgment and finally decide on how many people need to be taken to the system. So either it can done by two approaches. It is bottom up, top down. Bottom up in the sense, bottom level is the worker level worker level people. So if they feel they need more people to collaborate, to coordinate with them, for that to increase more production, they can demand that to the top management through the middle management managers, that we need more people to work along with them, and accordingly the top management decides on how many people has to be taken more for the worker level management, or sometimes top down. Here the top management decides something on, okay, we are going to recruit more people, we are going to take more people into the system, and informs that to the other departments or other levels of management in the company. So this is how the decision is being taken. Work study techniques. So work study techniques, it needs few statistical data, and few mathematical calculations are done, and based on resources available, based on machineries available, based on the marketing trend, the market trend, and everything, based on manpower available. They do some mathematical calculations, and data and collection and everything, and based on that they decide on how many people have to be taken to the system. Ratio trend analysis, completely studying on the past ratio. So whatever has happened before. So how was last year, how many what was the demand? So how many people were taken for it to meet the demand? So before previous year, what was the demand, and how many people were taken? So past ratios are studied, and accordingly the present decision is being made. Econometric models, mainly this is done in government organizations. So based on the GNP, that is gross national profit, the inflation rates, the exchange rates. So based on this forecasting is done. So sometimes when the inflation rises higher, sometimes people are being laid off, whether it be private company or government company. Few people are laid off. In case of private companies, they have few few system to lay off people. So whether to like choose the youngsters who have recently joined the company to be laid off, or in case of government agencies, government organizations, they usually go with the experienced person who are like nearing the retirement age. So that is a difference like when it comes to laying off the people based on the inflation rate or GNP or exchange rates. And finally, Delphi technique. Delphi technique is like here the group of people like experts in that particular study or expert in that particular aspect, they sit together, especially top management and the middle management. Sometimes in few organizations, even a representative from the worker level management, they are also invited for the meeting. So everyone comes with their own views and everything. And finally like after like rounds and rounds of talking and everything changes, editings and everything is done, and finally they come to a conclusion. Okay, so we are going to recruit these many people as suggested by the this person from this level of management. So this is called Delphi technique. So these are the techniques or like the what do you say, the types of the way the decisions are taken for recruiting manpower into the organization, because they cannot just go with like keep on recruiting people, or they cannot just stay idle without recruiting anybody like for next 1 or 2 years, because sometimes the existing people may like they go or because of few reasons the company has to lay off like a few persons in the organization. Over absenteeism may be a case, or like a conflict between the top management or any other like department persons and the person, that may be the case. Or sometimes any risk factor, or if the person it's not legally eligible to work in the organization, that like the person is being laid off, or because the company is not like I mean going with the like terms, I mean in terms of profit, the company is not going along in the line. Sometimes the management may feel like few person has to be laid off, because we saw that like for past 2 to 3 years like there was no recession, but because of COVID, many companies they started laying off like employees, because businesses were not happening. Other than medicine, I think, yeah, other than like medical industry, other than like logistic industry, and like 1 or 2 industries, like nothing was working. Aviation industry was shut down, and like many industries like they were not functioning at all. So they were not able to like pay the employees, because it's like completely out of the line. So they had no other choice to lay off the employees. So they have to like plan, the corporations, the organization has to plan accordingly. So once the COVID was over, not over like, but once the this quarantine, everything was not taken off, and businesses started functioning again. So again they started needing more people to the system. So sometimes in few cases, the person who left the company, who were laid off, they were being called back to the company, or sometimes to reduce the cost, new hires were like taken into the system, because the person who has been laid off maybe like getting around 20 to 25,000 a month. But if you take a the new person, new employee to the company, you can pay 10 to 12,000 and make the things done. So this is how the company plans. So factors affecting demand forecasting.
Can you revise please? Ratio analysis.
Ratio analysis. Okay, it completely depends on the past ratio. That is what has happened in the past. So how was the demand in the past for the last few years, for the last 2 years or 3 years or 5 years? What was the demand? How much was the production done? And accordingly, how many people were taken into the system? So based on the past events, the decision is taken for the present event. That is ratio analysis. Ratio trend analysis.
Yeah, Delphi model.
Okay, Delphi model is something, the group of people from all the level of management, especially from the top management and the level management, middle level management, they sit together, they come with their, their idea of, like how many people has to be recruited. So after long discussions, they will come with the one single solution of, where everybody accepts to it. All other people involved in the discussion, they will accept to it, they'll come with a solution of how many people has to be recruited in the nearby future. And no, they will decide on whether any training has to be given or no, like whether they have to take already skilled people, already experienced people, everything will be they like discussed in the discussion. Yeah. Okay, so employment trends. The employees their needs they keep on changing. So presently like in organization, so each and every employee needs some kind of appreciation, other than like being paid, like needs some kind of like appreciation, a kind of an elevation in the like a job, or in the like working style or something, or in the working environment, so that the person may feel like more committed to the organization. So other than the salary part, the employee expectations are like changing. So if the organization meets the employee expectation, so that the demand supply that will be like very smooth. Replacement needs. So if an employee who is already experienced in the company for 10 to 15 years, walks off from the company, and the company is now checking for some other person to fill the gap. And if they find no other person in the company is not eligible to fill the gap, they have to go for external resources. So they have to find a person who is equally experienced or equally skillful like the person who has recently gone. So that also decides the demand and supply needs. Productivity. So productivity doesn't happen, always doesn't happen in the same range. So off season, the company may be producing an average number of units, but when it comes to like season in the sense where there is there is going to be a rise in the demand from the customer's end. So obviously the production has to be increased. In that case, more employee has to be made involved in the production process, or like marketing process. And once the demand decreases, the company has to like manage whoever like the more persons who has been taken to the system. The company has to like manage, because you cannot like again lay off the group of people who has been taken recently. Or the company can decide on like contract basis working, for 3 months, for 6 months, the people are taken, employees are taken, made to work. So after 6 months, they are being laid off. And again, if there is a demand, again those persons can be called back to the company. Absenteeism, that is the most concern any organization would be having. Absenteeism happens because of many reasons, because of the employees not feeling being in the organization, or not comfortable with the working environment. So anything can be the reason, or not even please mute I don't know what's his name. Okay, Joseph, please mute. Ashok or Akok Joseph. Okay, thank you. And then employee turnover. So yeah, turnover. Suddenly the employee leaves the organization, or group of employees, maybe because of a conflict or some reason, they leave the organization. So when there is a need, like immediately, like the gaps has to be filled. It's very difficult for the organization to fill the gap. Expansion and growth. So when the company keeps on expanding, they need more people in the organization. So taking more people in the organization, giving them training, making them ready to work, making them understanding the work culture, making them understanding the the organization hierarchy and everything, making them understanding their roles and responsibilities. So it's a long process to make the employee, before they onboard into the job. So that also affects the demand and supply forecasting. And these are the techniques or methods, followed in supply forecasting. What we saw before, it was for demand, and what we are seeing now, it's for supply. So this is succession analysis. That is, persons or employees are taken from either it can be employees can be supplied from internal factors such as that is a transfer through transfers, promotions, and temporary employees, or the contractual employees can be again recalled. Interns, the students who are doing internships, the company can pick up, the HR can pick up few students, best performing students, and they cannot directly take into the system. And external supply, obviously, depends on many things, literacy rate of the nation. So even if the person is educated, there should be enough skill to do the job, because recent study suggests that the companies feel that even when they are taking engineering or technical graduates in engineering, BTech, BE, whatever it is, so when they are taking the exceptionally good students from topmost universities and topmost colleges, but they don't have the required skill to perform the job. So that was a case study, 4 or 5 years back, we have a case study from a case study in IBM. So IBM has taken especially from topmost university from India, but after taking the students, the best performing students, the topmost students, but once the students have boarded into the company, once have become the employees of the company felt they are not skilled enough for performing few functions in the organization. So that is the case. And technological development, so the people has to be the employees who are taken to the organization has to readily adapt themselves to the new technology, ready to learn when they are into the organization. So that also affects the supply forecasting. And experience, education, skill, and age, so all these factors also impact the supply forecasting. And the second technique is Markov analysis. That is, it is completely based on the study of the internal factors. Internal factors in the sense, for example, here you can see the manager. So manager, the exit percentage, that is manager, the percentage of leaving the company is 0.15. The manager, being the manager for the next 1 year, it's 0.85%. The manager being demoted to supervisor is 0%. So that cannot be possible, because if the manager commits any mistakes or do not align with the company's objectives and goals, the manager can be warned or being laid off. But demotion, that doesn't happen actually. And the manager becoming a line worker is also a 0%. In terms of supervisor, exiting, that is leaving the company is 0.10%, and promoted as a manager, that's 0.15%. There is a chance, if the supervisor is really skillful and really working good, there is a chance to be promoted as a manager. To remain as a supervisor itself for next 1 year, it's 0.70, and as a line worker, demotion, it's 0.05, very less. And a line worker becoming a manager is 0%, because manager is some level, you need education, skill, experience, and everything, so that's 0%. But becoming a supervisor, yes, of course, it's 0.15%. There is a chance. And staying as a line worker is 0.65%, whereas leaving the company is 0.20%, because according to the study, mostly the line workers, that is the worker level people, they exit the company very fast comparatively, when compared to the other level management managers in the organization. So this is Markov analysis. So based on the internal employees, that is based on the manager who is working in the organization, or the whoever, no, like whoever is in the organization. So based on their education, experience, skill, the way they move with their colleagues, the way they move with the other departments, they cooperate with the other departments, and they go along with the top management. So this analysis is being made and decisions are being taken. So these are the factors affecting supply forecasting: lack of education, lack of on-the-job experience, economic growth, forecast on economic growth, and compromises on salary and compensation, problems in relocating, boarding, and food. No, this is there's a major reason, no, when it comes to, in terms of, students, no, who are, no, getting internships, and, in, other organizations, and, they are expected to, move out of the city or move out of the state, when they are getting the, opportunity of being an intern, or as a temporary employee, or as a direct employee in another state or another, work area. So if they are not comfortable with the food or the boarding provided by the company, so they may tend to, leave the organization. They may tend to, immediately come off from the organization. So these are the factors which apply the supply forecasting. So any doubts before we wind up? I think we have two more slides. Yeah. Yes.
No, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, fine, good. So yes. So techniques of demand forecasting, and now techniques for supply forecasting, and the factors affecting demand forecasting, factors affecting supply forecasting. This is what we have seen. So finally, I've added up, one more slide to this PPT. That is unique selling proposition. Actually, this slide has to be taken when when a separate session for interview, selection, recruitment, that session is happening, that because that is going to be the next session. So before that, I thought I would just go on with this. So here it did here you can either you can place yourself, or you can place the organization or a department in these circles. So here, if you take in case of your organization, it means what your brand does well. Or take in case of an individual. So think what your brand does well. So there will be some unique skill in you, right? So what does it how it does well, and what the consumer wants. That is what the company wants. In case of an individual, what the company wants. And in case of organization, what the consumer wants. So that is how you have to take. If you're taking yourself into this, here it means what your skill does well, and what the company wants. So if both are aligning, it means you're in the pure winning zone. So take in case of organization. So if the company's brand is doing very well, and it meets really the need of the customers, it means the company is it's in the pure winning zone. So make it even bigger. Okay, here what your brand does well and what your competitor does well. So who cares? Because competitors they battle in the areas consumer doesn't care about. So small things they doesn't care about. For example, if two companies coming with the same what do you say, the tomato ketchup is a product. So two companies are coming with the same tomato ketchup, prices are the same, everything is the same. Okay, so one company wants to add something more to the product, so that they can sell more products to the consumer. They may think consumer maybe more attracted, so they are changing the color of the sachet. So that doesn't going to change make any change in the sales of the product. So that who cares? I mean, you don't have to worry about it. So in case of an individual, so your skill it's very good, and your competitor, maybe your colleague or whoever or the person who have come for interview along with you. So that person also has something different skill, trying to be something different. So you don't have to care about it. Just go with your skill. Just go try to upgrade your skill. So that is the point. Okay, here what the consumer wants, what your competitor does well. That is, in case of organization, your competitor is doing something something unique to make the sales to make more sales. And here what the consumer wants. So in this case, avoid the area where your competitor meets the consumer needs. You will be crushed. So don't interfere in that. That's what it's saying. So in case of individual, so here your company, the person who has come for the interview along with you, or your when you're in the company, when you're inside the organization, your colleague or your teammate doing something some kind of something to attract the management, to attract the top management, so as to get promoted or to get transferred to the place where he or she is willing, or to gain some unique place in the top management or in the middle level management. So that thing you don't have to involve at all, because let it go on. You just carry on with your work. So that is a point, unique selling proposition. So here you can you can even substitute departments for that matter. So finance department versus HR department, or finance department versus marketing department, or operations department versus the marketing department. So anything you can substitute. So that's all for today. And before shutting down, so any doubts you want to ask, or anything you would like to share?